As you all know, 11 days ago, Michelle Parker was reported missing. The Orlando Police Department immediately involved other law enforcement agencies, media, and the public to assist us in locating Ms. Parker. After numerous tips and investigative leads, we are officially naming Dale Smith, the ex-fiancé, as the primary suspect in the disappearance of Michelle Parker. Many questions will be asked why Dale Smith wasn't considered a suspect prior to today, and the answer is we had to look at every aspect in the case before we could come out publicly and state that Mr. Smith is our primary focus.
Stuff into plastic bags, and I remember walking into the bathroom. The officer is leaning up against the door, holding the door open. He's standing like right in the middle, and then there's another officer to his right. Well, he's standing inside or outside? He's just outside the door, maybe about a foot. And then he said that he wanted his ring. So I took it off, and I threw it at him.
You're seeing video from YouTube and Warner Brothers. That's Michelle on People's Court. It aired that afternoon between 2 and 2:30 in Orlando. Within a couple of hours, Michelle Parker is gone, leaving behind an 11-year-old son who comes home from school, no mommy there. He's in the home alone. She had dropped her twins off age 3 at the biodats. That's the last time she's seen alive. I want to go out to special guest joining us, Larry Fishelson, telecom expert, founder and CEO of DynaLink Communications. Larry, thank you for being with us. Larry, what does it mean that that same evening, 8 p.m., we get a ping off Michelle's phone? It's about 7 miles north of where she lives, in the vicinity of where the ex lives. The phone is powered down.
Having me on. What you're able to tell by that is the cell phone gets triangulated through the 3 closest towers, and if you take the 3 closest towers and do a ping, you'll be able to track that cell phone within a mile in an urban area, 5 miles max in a rural, remote area. So there was definitely a call made that we can be able to tell within that location, for sure.
Well, Mr. Fishelson, does it mean, does your phone ping when you power it down? Could that have resulted in the ping?
No, that would not have resulted in the ping. The ping was definitely made by a text, and it's 100% been able to be tracked by the phone provider carrier. So for sure, there was a text placed at that location. Now, the only thing is, do we know for sure who placed that text?
You're right, because I'm gonna talk about a mystery text that was sent from her phone earlier that day. So, Larry, why are you saying it was definitely a text as opposed to a phone call coming in or being placed?
Well, it could have been a phone call, but I believe, you know, what we found out from this, that it was a text message, but it could be also a phone call going out.
So you believe she received or sent out? Okay, so you wouldn't get a ping
out or a phone call going out, because you're able to track it through the signals of the towers. So the reason why I mentioned text is because I believe the situation.
She was quite a texter. Now, that was at 8 p.m. Then how can you tell from a telecommunications viewpoint that her phone was powered down at 8 p.m. that evening? How do we know that?
Well, you never know for sure the time it's powered down, but you got to look at cell phones that normally have 5 hours of battery time, so you have to just kind of guess on that. There's no way to exactly know when the phone is powered down.
To Ellie Jostad on the story. Ellie, how do we know the phone was powered down at 8 o'clock? Has the phone itself been found? Where was her pocketbook, credit cards, and all that?
Yeah, Nancy, that's one thing that the police won't confirm exactly, is how they were able to determine when the phone was powered down. But the family, as you know, has focused their search effort around that area where the phone was pinging. However, they have not recovered the phone. Family says that they did find her purse and some of her favorite CDs in her vehicle when it was recovered at that condo complex a few miles away, but did not find her keys, and like I said, did not find that iPhone.
Everyone, at this hour we have learned a body has been found in a nearby lake. We are waiting to hear more information on that. But this is what we do know. Rory O'Neill, take me through the timeline very quickly.
Well, we last heard from Michelle when she dropped off her 3-year-old twins at their father's home, at his condo where he lives, and then that was the last we had seen of her. Now, what we're trying to figure out is where she went from there, because she was supposed to be going to work. She works as a bartender at a place up in Sanford, which is about 30 miles outside of downtown Orlando. So somewhere, and she never showed up for work. And that's what also started raising suspicions, obviously. Now, that ping is interesting, too, because the text that she sent, the last text, was the word Waterford, which is believed to be a reference to Waterford Lakes, which is a large neighborhood and shopping center on the east side of Orlando. But her SUV was found on the south side of Orlando, and that last ping was also on the south side of the community. So it's a bit of a mystery as to why these conflicting pieces of information are there, and the police are trying to mesh them together.